Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading for you guys, all about how to become the best version of yourself, how to become the highest version, how to do all the things that you want to do and be your best self, your happiest self all the time, all this kind of good stuff. So we're going to find out how to become that today by this pick a card reading right here. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So basically this right here is pile number 1, this right here is pile number 2, this right here is pile number 3, this right here is pile number 4, and this right here is pile number 5. So take a moment to find out the pile that you're the most drawn to. And then once you're done picking your card, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp linked right to your specific card so you can skip ahead to your specific reading. But without further ado, let's hop right into this, starting now. All right, so if you guys pick pile number 1 with this fantasy quartz right here, this is the reading for you, all about how to become the best version of yourself. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, pile number 1. So this is the reading for you guys. So we start off this pile here with the Devil card, and this card is ruled by Capricorn. It's ruled by Saturn and Mars. So those are the more like malefic planets. The Devil card is a bit more of a malefic card, but it's a good thing that it's coming up because this is telling you guys that there might be something that you guys are attached to that's a little bit toxic. And this can be actual relationships, friendships. It could be people in your life that are a little bit toxic that you need to get rid of, or it can be like thought patterns that you're attached to, like certain beliefs that you're not good enough, or feeling like you can't do something, or that it's not possible for you, and you're attached to something that's holding you back right now. So whatever's holding you back, you probably know deep down inside what that must be, but it's time for you to let go of that in order to become the best version of yourself. Anything that you're attached to that holds you back from your dreams, any doubts, any limiting friendships, limiting belief systems that you have, let those go. And don't be attached to those anymore. Capricorn, Capricorn is a very like motivated sign. It's the mountain goat that's going up the mountain. But sometimes we feel like we can't make it up the mountain because we're attached to something down below. If you want to climb to get to your goals with that Capricorn sign right here, like you guys need to let go of whatever you're attached to in order to get to the top of the mountain to get your goal. Saturn also talks about like discipline. So Saturn teaches us that if we want something, you need to put the time and dedication towards it to make it happen. So this is something that's not going to happen overnight. This is something that you guys need to dedicate to. And if there's something that you guys want to make happen, or a person, like if you have this vision of this person that you want to become, that you know is like part of you, but for some reason it just can't quite get out because of certain things that you're still attached to, you have to let that go, and you have to be dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself. And with that Mars, with the Mars planet as well right here, the Mars talks about basically like things that you need to get rid of. If you're feeling like, sometimes you might need to battle it out in order to get rid of something. Mars is a little bit more of a warrior. So in order for you guys to kind of break free from what this Devil card is, you guys need to become a little bit more like a warrior and say, you know what, I want this, and I want this, and I want to become this, and make those certain things happen in your life. Don't stay attached to these things that hold you back, because no good is going to come from those things. They literally just hold you back. If you're chained to something that doesn't serve you in a good way, what is it doing for you, and why do you keep hanging on to it, and why do you keep dragging it with you on the road of life? So cut away those cords of things that are holding you back, including negative beliefs that hold you back, or like negative things that you tell yourself. If you tell yourself like, oh, I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough for this, let that go, because you are, and it's only an illusion. Like this card heavily talks about illusions, because the people down below think that they're trapped by this devil, and they think that they're like chained up to the devil, but they don't realize that the shackles are like pretty loose and they could just take them off. But they're just choosing not to because they don't see a way out, and it's their belief systems of either how they were raised or how they basically took life experiences, and maybe you didn't have the best life experiences so far, so then you believe that that's the way life has to always be, is like not that great. But that's not true. Life can be amazing. Just unshackle yourself from the belief that it's not amazing. Unshackle yourself from your past experiences. Don't let those dictate what you should expect in your future, because if you expect more negativity, if you expect life to be the way it already has been, it will continue down this spiral of being what it always has been, because what you expect is always going to come and show itself in your face. So Stop expecting things to turn out badly. Stop expecting things to not be that great for yourself. Expect them to be better than amazing, and they actually will be. So the next card we have here is the Four of Swords. And so the Four of Swords, this is talking about, first message that I get is like meditation. So if you guys meditate every morning and wait until you're happy every morning before you guys start your day, it's going to be the best thing for you. And also kind of like sitting alone and maybe being in a little bit of a seclusion for a little while to get rid of any negative relationships that are in your life and to just be with yourself and find happiness in just yourself and feel what makes you feel good and not following always like maybe what your friends or relationships say that you should be doing. Have some time alone to rest and relax and think about who you really want to be, what you really want to do in life, and how you can actually make that happen, and to let go of any toxic attachments that you may have. The devil also heavily talks about the ego as well, so now it's time to cut away the ego with that Four of Swords and just sit with yourself. What do you really want in life? What's going to actually bring you the ultimate happiness and not just a temporary happiness? Because the devil is very attached to temporary pleasures. For example, like the indulgence in food or recreational substances, stuff like that. They're very temporary highs, basically. So anything that's a temporary high is not going to fulfill you in the long term. Think about what's going to fulfill you in the long term. That's what both of these next cards are talking about. So basically, sit with yourself, have a moment to rest and relax and contemplate what is going to be in your best interest for the long term, and how can you make those things happen so that you have this happiness that lasts you forever, basically. So this is what this is talking about. The next card that we have is the Three of Wands, which deals with the Sun and Aries. So the Three of Wands is like asking yourself, what do you want in life? Where do you want to go? Start to plan it, start to visualize it, especially with that Four of Swords. So visualization is going to be really important for you guys in becoming the highest and best version of yourself, is visualizing what it's going to be like and how you're going to be and what you're going to do in life and how you want that to really play out. And the sun here is also really important because the sun illuminates kind of the darkness and illuminates the shadows. And the shadows are usually those temporary, excited feelings that we get in the devil card. So it's time to illuminate those, really look at them for what they are, and are they really serving you in any type of way? And Aries also says, make some quick decisions right now, because Aries likes to jump headfirst into stuff. So if you decide to realize kind of what's needing to be let go of, basically, you sit with that and then you jump headfirst into this new version of yourself, of this best version of yourself, and you just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this because this is what I want. And you know it's going to be great for you because you're now going to be striving for what your soul really wants, not necessarily your ego, because the ego really likes those temporary quick fixes. But the temporary quick fixes never actually fix anything. It's just like a downward spiral where you keep having to get more and more and more of those temporary fixes in order to stay happy. But that's not real happiness because it doesn't actually fulfill you on any deep levels. So that's basically what that is talking about. So if you guys want to become the absolute best version of yourselves, definitely sit and be kind of alone, kind of like, and it's not saying stay alone, because the Three of Wands definitely talks about being around people, but being around people that have the same goals and visions in mind as you. So it does end with, you know, being around people again, but probably different people than you're currently around right now. But the Four of Swords is definitely saying take a moment to just be by yourself just for a little bit in order to realize what you want without the outside influence of the current people that you may have in your life. Take some alone time to realize who is really important to you, that, you know, feeds you in a healthy way, if that makes sense. So what kind of relationships are worth it? And what relationships do you need to let go of, or what thought patterns do you need to let go of, or any sort of other toxic things that you're attached to that only make for like temporary highs, basically. How can you take those away, and how can you find the permanent, good, happy highs? And it's not saying that you guys need to be happy 24/7 in order for you guys to be living the best version of yourself, because we're all humans. We all, you know, go through ups and downs in life. But how can you find something that, you know, sticks with you, that's healthy, that can keep you happy and excited, and then find the people that also have common interests and common goals with you, and jump headfirst in with those people and go about life in that manner instead, with really positive, inspiring, and uplifting people, because the Three of Wands always talks about really inspiring people, really inspiring ideas. So that's what that is. We also have the card here of patience, and then we have the card here of love. So definitely, guys, with this Four of Swords right here, have patience and don't allow time to discourage you, because with the Devil card, usually you're used to getting quick highs. So when you go and seek out something that actually has true meaning and true happiness and true love, usually it actually takes a lot longer to attain than the quick highs, because it's more worth it. It takes a little bit more effort to do those types of things and to gain those types of things. Anything worthwhile takes a lot more time. So basically it's saying have patience. So when you step into this new world, when you step into this new life, don't expect things to happen right away like you're used to in the more toxic things that you might be currently used to. Allow yourself to have that patience, and allow yourself to give yourself the time to create those more positive, amazing things in your life, and the inspiring things. Even though they might take a lot longer to build up, they're so much more worth it. So just have that patience. You know, it's funny that there's the tortoise shell in here, because, you know, the story of the tortoise and the hare, basically, when you're going about things really quickly like the hare, you can get sidetracked and go off here and going off in that direction. But if you're like the tortoise and you know where you're going, you have your goal in mind, it doesn't matter how slow you're going, you're gonna get there, absolutely. You're not gonna get distracted, and you're not gonna be going so fast that you end up making a whole bunch of mistakes. You're gonna be going slow enough where you can see the mistakes in front of you and avoid them and get there safely and get there properly. Also with the tortoise, he always gets to his goals, whereas the hare doesn't always make it there, because he gets distracted by all of these little things, of these little temporary pleasures, basically. And in these temporary pleasures, he never makes it to his final goal, because he keeps getting sidetracked with, oh, I'm gonna go that quick temporary pleasure, oh, that one, and he never makes it to his goal, and then he wonders why he never made it. And he's sitting there depressed, wondering, why can I never make my dreams happen? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you are getting way too sidetracked, you're going way too quick into temporary highs, temporary highs, temporary highs, and you're not being fixated on your actual one goal and just heading towards it on a smooth, for sure path. So you need to be really dedicated here. You need to ask yourself, what do you really want, and what is worth your dedication? What's actually worth it for you? And then create those things and have that patience and know that that is way more worth it than these temporary quick little fixes. And then we also have the card here of love. Ask yourself, what do you really love? What's actually really important to you? And also surround yourself by people and friends that actually deeply love you for you, and they're not just with you for a temporary fun time. Be around the people that are with it in the long run, because there's way more pleasure in that than the quick little fixes. So only surround yourself by pure love. Also have love for yourself. If you have anything that you tell yourself that's a bit negative and you condescend your own self, it's time to practice self-love and let go of any condescending beliefs on yourself or any, doubts about yourself or anything like that. Fill it with love instead. We also have the card here of truth be told, and then the card of chaos and conflict. So truth be told, what is the actual truth? Because you probably know what it is, but you probably don't tell yourself, you probably don't like to tell yourself the truth, especially when that devil card's right here. Because this talks about, like, you know you're attached to something that's a bit toxic, but you might be kind of like telling yourself, oh no, it's fine, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, when it's not. You know, the devil loves to play illusions. The devil loves to pretend that he's getting better or that he is a good person, but really it's not. So look at the truth behind the situation. Is it really what it seems to be? Is it really all that it's made out to be? And then also be honest with yourself. Is it ever really gonna get better? Ever? That might be a hard pill to swallow. So I'll let you guys meditate on that one, especially with that Four of Swords card. Definitely talking about practice meditation. So yeah, truth be told, really ask yourself, is what you're currently attached to really worth it? And is it all that it's marked up to be? you can decide that one. Also with this chaos and conflict card, anything that's chaotic, anything that causes conflict in your life, it's time to let those things go. And of course there's like, you know, even the good things sometimes cause a little bit of chaos and conflict once in a while, and that's okay. But if there's something in your life that, you know, over 50% of the time is causing some chaos and conflict, maybe it's not the best thing for you. So remove these things and replace it with things that fill you with that pure love. The things that are really actually worth it, the things that, you know, you would die for, basically. What are those things that wasn't really a good example. The things that mean the most to you. What are the things that absolutely mean the most to you that are worth the chaos and conflict, that are actually worth it? And I think you know deep down inside what is actually worth it, and you know what the fake stuff is, and don't ever lie to yourself, especially when it comes to like any self-doubts and stuff like that. Truth be told, what's the real truth? The real truth might be that you're self-doubting yourself because you don't want to see failure. And we're all scared of failure once in a while, but you know what? That's just part of life. Failure is part of life, and that's okay. And there is no true failure, because if you fail once at something and you didn't make the cut that you were supposed to at a certain time, you know, that's not true failure. It's only a failure if you give up after that and say, oh, I was only going to try it once and it didn't happen, so it must not ever be happening for me. No. Go at it again. Try it again. The true failure is only when you give up. That's what true failure is just giving up. There is no such thing as failing something if you just didn't get it the first time. You can always try again and again and again. But when it comes to love, I mean, like, if somebody is, you know, not wanting you, don't go down that road. But yeah, basically that's what true failure is. So look at what you want in your life, and don't lie to yourself here. Just be really truthful and honest with yourself about all of the situations that are surrounding you right now. We also have the card here of compassion and then imagination. So with compassion, be compassionate with yourself, be compassionate with the people that are around you as well, but mostly I'm feeling like this for yourself. So if you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or maybe I deserved this and all this kind of stuff, no. You can be a different person from today forward, where you can forgive yourself for the past, and you can have anything that you want in your future. You do not deserve a bad life just because of a bad past. You can let go of the past and step into who you are now. And if that person right now in this second is a good person, have compassion for yourself and know that you deserve anything, because right now, it only matters who you are right now. It doesn't matter about your past. None of that matters. Who are you in this exact second, and what does that person deserve? Because who are you right now? That's the only thing that matters. So have some compassion with yourself, have some patience with yourself, and also use your imagination. So it's so funny that all these cards in this section kind of like correlate to what's going on right here, and all of these cards can connect kind of with what's going to go on in your future. And the chaos and conflict is more this side, but basically this imagination, this love, and this Three of Wands is like, use your imagination. Sorry, I hit my nail on the table. Use your imagination. What do you really want to create in your life? What is the most important to you? Use your wildest imagination of your wildest dreams that could ever possibly come true. What are those things, and how can you fill your life with so much love and so much compassion that you can create all of these different things and move forward into the best life possible and the best version of yourself? We also have the card here of beauty, and then the card here of protection. So with this beauty card, just know that you already are everything that you could ever possibly want. You're already good enough. When I look at this beauty card, it reminds me of the words good enough for some reason. So I'm really getting the message that you don't need to change anything about yourself in the moment other than getting rid of the toxic things in your life and stepping into and accepting the fact that you are already perfect. You are already beautiful. You are already worth it. So you guys really need to remember that. And your inner beauty really, really counts right now. So look at your inner beauty and have compassion for who you are, and allow yourself to be the best version of yourself, and allow yourself to receive the things that you really want out of life. This protection card right here is just reminding me to give you guys the message of You know, you are protected. You are okay. You are fine. Even though you guys might be attached right now to some more limiting kind of beliefs or some limiting sort of friendships or relationships, maybe some toxic ones, you are protected. You are okay. You are fine. What do you now want to create, and how are you going to leave behind the more toxic life? How can you leave that behind in a still compassionate, loving way? And become the best version of yourself and focus on what you need and what's going to be good for you, and have the patience that, you know, it might take some time, but it's so worth it in the end. So that's the message I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you guys liked this reading. If you did, don't forget to give me a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys haven't already, and hit that little notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 2, my shungite pile. If you guys picked this pile, this is the reading for you, all about how to become the best, highest version of yourself. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 2, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off this pile with the moon card, which is ruled by Pisces, and also the moon, of course. So this card talks about our underlying fears, or things that are going on underneath the surface that we don't really want to face, our harsh truths that we might deny in ourselves, or just, you know, just things that we're scared of, things that hopping into the unknown, basically. So if you guys are scared of stepping into the unknown, and you kind of like keep on repeating life in the same way that you always have, just because it's safe and just because it's predictable, it's time to step out of that, because what the cards are trying to say is you need to have the strength to step into the unknown, basically, because sure, it might be scary, but if you want to become the best version of yourself, and if you want to make like anything happen, basically, you need to embrace the unknown. You need to embrace the things that you aren't sure about what's going to happen, and you might have to step into stuff where you don't know what's going to happen next, or you don't know the outcome of it, but you have to take those chances. This is all about taking chances for you guys. The next card what we have here is Strength, which is ruled by Leo. In this deck, it's called Fortitude, but it's basically the Strength card. And so this card really talks about, you know, having the courage to face anything, having the courage, especially coming after the moon card. This is about having the courage to face the unknown, having the courage to step into the dark and not be scared of what might happen next. Because sure, it might be scary to step into a world that you don't know what's going to happen yet, and that you haven't planned out, and you don't really know what could happen, and it's something that you have to take a huge leap of faith on. Totally a scary world, but that's what you guys need to do. You can't keep living in the same small little tiny little circle if you guys want to expand to being the best version of yourself, in order to be living the happiest life possible. Because right now I feel like you guys are living kind of small at the moment, restricting yourself because you're too scared about stepping into the unknown. Maybe you're scared to make that bigger purchase. Maybe you're scared to move forward and enjoy the bigger things in life because you're not sure if you're going to be able to afford it, and you're not sure if your job's going to be able to really give you that raise, or even if you get a raise in your job, it's like, oh, can I really live and, you know, buy those extra few things that I want? And you might be one that's like, no, I'm going to keep doing the same old thing. But you're never going to find the extra opportunities. You're never going to find the ways and the pathways to expand your life if you don't start to expand your life, if you don't allow yourself to expand your life. If you're too scared of it, the opportunities are just going to pass you by, even if they do show up. So it's time to have the strength and have that courage and that fortitude to basically go forward and embrace and step into that unknown. Take that leap of faith. It's all about taking that leap of faith. The moon card always talks about the things that are behind the veil, the things that are unknown, the things that are unseen. We might not see what's beyond the veil. We might not see what's about to happen next for us, but if you have the strength and you have that courage, you can go forth into it with no fears, and you can expand your horizons more than you've ever known, which is really exciting, honestly. So if you want that expansion, if you want these extra things, Sorry guys, my camera totally cut out somewhere there, but I'm pretty sure we were talking about the moon and fortitude and strength and just having the strength to push forward. But basically our next card right here is the Ten of Cups, which is also ruled by Pisces and by Mars. So we have two Pisces symbols right here, which talks about the water signs, because it's a water sign, it talks about our emotions. So in this, you might have even emotions that you might repress or that you're scared of facing, but you need to have the strength to face them in order to release them, in order to make room for new emotional things to happen, because maybe you have some repressed stuff, maybe from your childhood or maybe from like past experiences that really still bother you if you ever think about them. But you need to right now have the courage to face certain emotional things, to be able to talk about your emotions and feel free enough and have enough strength and courage to talk about your emotions and get them out. Because currently, if you imagine like a room filled with a bunch of clutter that you don't like looking at, you don't want to face, how can you ever walk into that room and redecorate it to be the most beautiful room possible if you don't declutter the mess that's currently there? So what you guys need to do is have the strength to walk into that room, walk into that unknown stuff, walk into your old past emotions in order to clean them out, and then you can welcome in any new experience that you want. You can decorate your room however you want to and have like the most beautiful ambient setting. You can welcome in all of the good emotions. You can welcome in anything and everything that you could ever want, basically. So this Ten of Cups, definitely, this is such a powerful card, and it's so amazing that we ended on this card right here, even though there's more cards to come. But for the tarot cards, this is our last tarot. And basically, definitely facing the unknown emotions that you have, going into the past even, and facing the fears that you might have about the future. With the Mars symbol right here, Mars rules the warrior. Mars is the warrior. Right now, you guys need to become the warrior. That's exactly what this Fortitude Strength card is talking about, is becoming that warrior, being that Leo, focusing on what do you really want, and Mars is talking about becoming that warrior. And fighting for what you want and going headfirst into it and just saying, you know what, this is what I want. I'm just going to step into it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to clear out that old mess and welcome in all the new things that you want, because the Ten of Cups is embracing and having everything that you want. This is being so emotionally fulfilled at the end, but you need to have the strength to pop into the unknown. And when you hop into this unknown world with this pure strength and this pure courage, you're going to receive anything and everything that you've ever wanted. That's where it's hiding, is beyond the door, beyond the veil, because Pisces is beyond the veil. So it's like you're stuck in this room that you also don't want to look at, because it's currently filled with so many old things that you don't want to look at anyway. And then you're looking at the door on the way out, but you also don't want to go out there because it's something that's unknown. You're kind of almost safe in your little room full of the old junk. So basically what you need to do is clean out the old junk and step out into the unknown in order to throw the junk away outside of the room of yourself, basically, if you guys are understanding this metaphor that I'm putting down for you guys. So basically, clear all the clutter, step outside of your comfort zone to get away all that old crap that you don't want in your room anymore, and embrace all of the things that you want, because those things are waiting for you outside of that room, and you can go on a little mission to hunt down all the things that you want to that are waiting outside of your current comfort zone. And you can attain them all and have them all and have such a beautiful life, basically. That's how you're going to become the highest version of yourself. The next card that we have here is the Observer, and then, oh my gosh, you guys, you will not believe what the next card that we have is. We have the Warrior next, of course. Of course. I did not plan this out, guys. I never know what these cards are until we pop right into these readings right here. So this is so crazy. We have the Warrior card after I was talking about all the warrior kind of stuff right here. So basically what you guys need to do is first observe your current emotional standing. You need to observe what's currently going on. You need to do some inner reflection of dealing with the emotions from the past that you currently don't like to really talk about and you don't really like to face. You need to step back into your past, face those emotions, be the observer for a little while, and have the strength to become the warrior and get rid of all that old stuff and just face it with pure courage and pure strength. And then step outside of your comfort zone, step outside of this little box that you currently have yourself in, and be that warrior, be that I don't know, be Mars basically, and be that strength, and just come out of that closet and Just say, hey, this is me. I'm going to now attain anything and everything that I've ever wanted. And it's going to be more beautiful than you could ever imagine with that 10 of Cups right here. It might be scary at first. You might be stepping into that unknown. It might be totally scary. But be that warrior and just do and get what you want anyway. All right, guys? That's basically the message right there. And then we also have the card here of Peace and Treasure Island. So peace. You need to make peace with your past. You need to make peace with the emotions from your past. You need to accept what they are and also become at peace with what might be lying beyond. So the things that you guys are scared to step into, become at peace with those things and just know that you're going to be okay because you're the freaking warrior and you can do it. You can do anything. All right, so just remember that. And then Treasure Island is waiting for you beyond the veil because Treasure Island is so much like this 10 of Cups card. Basically, the 10 of Cups and Treasure Island is like getting anything and everything that you could ever dream of. But it's waiting for you beyond your comfort zone. So you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone and step outside of it for a little bit and, do those things that, might be a little scary, but you got to do them in order to get your Treasure Island, in order to get your 10 of Cups kind of lifestyle. Then we also have the card here of Forgive and then the card of Explore. So you need to forgive your past, forgive the things that might have happened before because it might be what keeps you currently boxed in and why you're scared of, stepping outside of your comfort zone, but things are going to be okay. You need to come to terms, face your past, forgive your past in order to let go of your past, and then explore the future, explore as this warrior, step outside of that comfort zone, step outside of that box and explore what's beyond there because you're going to find that treasure island. You're going to find that, but the only way to find it is to get off the current boat and the current island that you're currently on. So, basically, the best way I can describe it, if you're at point A and you want to get to point B, you need to step onto something that's going to get you to point B, even though it might be a little scary because you've never maybe ridden on a boat before, you've never done that before, and it might seem a little scary, you've never traveled across the ocean that far. But you got to do it if you want to find your treasure island because you're going to find it. It exists there for you, but you need to put on your warrior pants and go on a little exploration outside of your comfort zone. We also have the card here of Discernment and the card of Focus. So definitely with discernment, you guys need to figure out basically what's been kind of clouding your guys' judgment or clouding your guys' vision. So you need to discern what's really actually scary right here. So is it more scary to live a life where you're just in one little box and your whole entire life is lived out of that little box and you never explore beyond that and you just live in the current emotions that you're currently in? Is that more scary than actually stepping outside of your comfort zone and maybe stepping into the unknown and then finding whatever you find there? What sounds harder? Because in my opinion, it's definitely harder to live in a little box and stay in the current state that you might be currently in. That would be way harder, in my opinion, than just stepping outside and having a little peek what might be outside and realizing that it's not that scary. So have that discernment, get rid of this cloud that's currently clouding you up and making you feel like it's scary to step outside of the comfort zone because it's not, and it's not that scary. And you guys can do it. You guys have the strength. And we also have the card here of Focus. So I feel like you guys should just maybe take a little bit of time to meditate because this card right here, just the picture that's on here is reminding me of meditation and just allowing yourself to kind of open up and focus on what you want to create and focus how to find that. How are you going to find that? What version of you, how do you have to be, how do you have to act in order to find what you're wanting to find? And it's not saying that you have to put on like a persona that you're not, but it's basically like embracing the person that you have within. Who is within you? Because if you want certain things, if you want like the love of your life, or if you want this kind of job or whatever, you're going to need to bring out the person that's kind of deep within you in order to make those things happen, because you wouldn't want these things if you didn't have that sort of persona inside of you already, if that makes sense. So there's this person that exists inside of you that wants all of these amazing things, and this person exists inside of you, this person with the amount of courage and the warrior person that you have inside of you that wants these certain things, is a warrior and knows how to get them, but they exist on the inside that you might be repressing them because you're too scared to let them come out and shine. You're too scared to let them lead the way and create this future for you. You need to embrace that person, open up like a butterfly, and become the person that can make these things happen. Become the person that knows how to get what she wants or he wants, or basically that's what that's talking about. I hope that's making sense. Sometimes I'm like not the best at giving examples and explaining examples, but I hope that one made sense. And that's basically what I'm seeing for you guys. So I hope you guys like this reading. If you did, don't forget to give me a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and hit that little notification bell on the side if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number 3, this is the reading for you guys, all about how to become the best version of yourself, your highest possible version of yourself. So without further ado, let's hop right into this reading. All right, so pile number 3, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off this pile with the Judgment card, which is ruled by Uranus right here. So this talks about like some quick, radical changes. Uranus always like shakes up your world and causes like really quick, unexpected stuff to happen. But the Judgment card can either be that you are judging yourself way too hard and you need to have like this kind of like release thing going on, because the Last Judgment, or the Judgment card, it talks about having this like big final release and kind of shedding the old skin and stepping into your new self, basically. But when the Judgment card comes up, and especially in this kind of like setting, I'm really feeling like you guys might be too harsh on yourselves, and you might judge situations too much to the point where you might stay up at night constantly thinking about them, because the 9 of Swords, which is our next card, which is Mars and Gemini right here, this talks about having too many inner conflicts in your head, because Mars is the warrior planet, the kind of like conflict planet, and Gemini is the sign that's kind of like all up in your head, the thinker, all that kind of stuff in your mind. So you're having some wars going on in your mind, basically, and it might be keeping you up at night, and it's constantly going on. It's like some inner chatter that's like always constant. You might be constantly judging yourself and wondering like, oh, did I dress right today? Or, oh, does my hair look okay? Or like, did I say the right thing? How do I say the right thing? Or how do I do this in order to come across this sort of way? I feel like you're too analytical about yourself, and you're constantly thinking way too deeply about situations, and you might stay up at night being like, oh, I wish I didn't say this to this person, I wish I would have said it this way, or when I was having this argument with someone, I wish I would have said that instead of this, and I wish I would have said blah, 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 and or you're thinking like, oh, I should have worn that to this event instead of this, and I was so stupid. Or you might be judging even other people and thinking like, oh, why would this person do this? Why would they do that? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. I would have never done that. There's too much judging and mind chatter going on with you guys, whoever picked this pile. So you guys need to kind of just cool it on the judgment, because you're being way too harsh and way too critical on yourself. And I feel like it's mostly on yourself. I feel like you guys aren't that critical on others, but if you are, again, it's a general reading, so if you do notice that you are a bit critical on other people too, you need to let that go as well, because I feel like for most of you, you're too critical on yourself. But there's also this other aspect of it where you guys might be really critical on other people too. So there might be somebody in your life that you are a little bit maybe controlling over, or you're a little bit controlling too much over yourself. So again, it's a general reading. Find out which one suits you the best. It might be a combination of both sides of it, or maybe you're just one or the other. But either way, there's too much judgment going on, and it's keeping you up. It's stopping you from living your best life, basically, and it's stopping you from being the best version of yourself, because you're too critical, you're too analytical, you're too stuck in this world of trying to be perfect. But the thing about our world is it's never going to be perfect. You are never going to be perfect, and nobody else in this world will ever be perfect. And you might already know that too on some level of yourself, but for some reason you still have this part of yourself that's trying to strive for perfection and trying to be a certain way. But you're just too harsh on yourself. You need to allow yourself to just be authentic and just be you. The judgment always talks about becoming just authentic. And whoever you are in this exact moment, that person is already perfect. And the people that are around you, they're already perfect too, and they're on their own path. We're all going to go through these learning curves of learning this and learning that, but right now, if you guys want to become the best version of yourselves, it's time to let go of the current criticism that you give yourself and that you give others as well. It's time to just shed that away and just allow others to be themselves and embrace them for who they are, and embrace yourself. Most importantly, embrace yourself for who you already are. Embrace yourself for all your quirks, all your flaws, all your awkwardness, all of your weirdness, because that person is already perfect. If you have these parts of you that's weird and you say weird things sometimes accidentally, and you do weird things accidentally sometimes, or sometimes you dress just in a whatever manner and it might not be appropriate for the certain place you're going, it's okay because it's you. It's okay. And if there's somebody else that's around you that, maybe you're uncomfortable with being around because they're a little bit weird, a little bit quirky, and they dress funny, it's okay. They're doing them, they're perfect the way that they are, and you're perfect the way that you are. Don't allow other people to, basically bring down who you are or determine who you are. And don't allow yourself and your little flaws and mistakes determine that you are not a good person, because you are. You're already a perfect person. This spread is literally saying you're already perfect. Stop being so critical and analytical about yourself. Just allow yourself to relax. The Nine of Swords is reminding us to just relax. Quit the war that's going on inside of your head right now, because it's just too much. I think it's taking too much of your energy, taking way too much of your time, and it's not leading you anywhere. It's not going to lead you anywhere, because we're never going to be perfect. Sure, it's good to reflect on certain things where we can improve, but you're doing it to the point where it's like 24/7 and it's holding you back, and it's taking up too much of your energy and too much of your time, because there's just, there's no such thing as perfection, and you don't want to live your whole entire life just all up in your mind criticizing yourself 24/7. There's no point. We also have the card here of the universe, which is ruled by Saturn. We also have Taurus right here. We also have Leo right here, and I know that Aquarius belongs somewhere in here as well, and also Scorpio. So the universe is talking about the completion cycles. So basically, the universe is trying to remind you that everything's already perfect. Everything's already come full circle. You're already so perfect the way that you are. You have all the aspects that you need in front of you. And it's time to also complete this current phase. It's time. It's time to let go of the critical mind. It's time to let it go. It served its purpose. You've already done what you needed to do. You've already judged yourself enough and perfected yourself enough. You are already perfect enough as it is. So it's time to let it go and cut those ties, because we also have I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but these, I forgot what these are called. They're like blades that you use for like cutting grass and stuff. There's a specific name. I think it's a scythe. It's time to cut away the cords that are holding you to your current judgments. Cut away those thoughts. Don't allow those thoughts to enter your mind anymore. You're already perfect the way that you are, and allow yourself to just feel amazing. Saturn also deals with the critical mind as well, because Saturn really likes to lay down the law and make things like perfect. And Saturn also kind of knows that things aren't perfect, but he really likes to pass judgment. So it reminds me also a lot of this Judgment card. They're really related, but it's time to let the judgment go. The universe, the world card right here talks about completion. Complete that phase. That phase has served its time, it served its purpose, and you're okay to move forward and not allow this to haunt you anymore. We also have the card here of Get Wild and the card of Reclaim. So it's time to let your wild side out. Oh my gosh, right when I saw this card, this is telling me, like, your little weird quirks and your awkwardness and all that kind of stuff, let it out, let it shine, because it's actually time to embrace those things and not try to get rid of them. It's time to, let those things shine. They make you unique. They make you who you are. So get wild, let loose, let that wild side out, and just let yourself be you, whatever that ends up being. If it ends up being this wild, crazy person who wants to wear a tight pink dress and have her nails long and pink and just go out and be with her friends and have a dance party, do that. Just be you. Allow that person to shine out, however that person's going to shine out. And if that's not your thing, and if you just want to, sit at home and have like whatever kind of night you want to have there and have a bubble bath and have a cocktail, you be you. Whatever you is, be you, whatever that is. Don't let anybody tell you who to be. Don't let your critical mind say that you can't be a certain way. Let that go. Get wild and be you. Be authentic and have fun. Laugh at other people's, like awkwardness. Laugh at your own awkwardness. Have a great time about it. And don't be so serious. I feel like right now it's like there's too much serious energy going on with you right now. It's time to reclaim your inner, and it's so funny, there's a cat on this card, there's a cat right here, and it's time to reclaim. It's time to reclaim your wild side. It's time to reclaim that wild cat and that feline energy of just like, meow, It's totally what I'm hearing in this pile right now. Oh gosh, this is awesome. So it's time to get wild, become free, and embrace everything and every part of yourself, and even those awkward quirks. We also have the card here of to be fair and co-create. So you are already balanced enough. You need to have this balance. You can't be too perfect, and don't worry about being too perfect because it's never going to happen. You need to be fair with yourself. Allow yourself to have mistakes. Because that's what life is all about. And right now I feel like you guys are so critical on not trying to make mistakes, but that's just part of life. There needs to be this balance. There needs to be a push and a pull. So of course you're going to have moments of like, you did it perfectly, you did it awesomely, and then you're going to have moments of like, I could have done better and that was a total mistake. But it's for you to just laugh at. Just allow yourself to be free. Don't be so serious. Allow yourself to just have the balance of fun and seriousness. Don't take life too seriously where you stay up at night worrying about the thing that you said 3 years ago at your friend's boss's like work party. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. Just let it go. All right, so then we have the card here of co-create. So this is reminding me of other people. So if there's other people in your life that you might be really critical about, you might be saying like, oh, why would you wear that out when we're going to this place? And you're talking to your friends as if like, like, oh, why would you do that? Or please don't say that when we're around these people, and make sure that you don't do that because these people don't like these types of people, and make sure you don't talk about your beliefs because, oh my God, my family doesn't believe in tarot cards, so don't do that. Just allow yourself to allow other people to be themselves as well. This co-create card is definitely talking about the other people that are in your life. Allow them to also be whoever that they are and embrace who they are. Be fair with other people. And you're not perfect, and accept the fact that everyone else isn't perfect either, and there's never going to be somebody who's absolutely perfect. And if you're worried about what your family's going to think about someone, it's okay. Your family doesn't need to love the partner that you're with because they don't need to live with him 24/7 or her or whatever. It's all about who do you love? Who do you really want in your life? And you need to love and accept that person for everything that they are. And if you do, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, and you don't need to be overcritical just because of this person might not be the exact way that you want them to be. Or if you have your own personal problems with somebody else, maybe that's not the person that you should be around. And if you do really want to be around them, and if there's somebody that's so important to you and that you can't get rid of, you need to start accepting them for who they are and just loving them for who they are, because no one's going to be exactly like you. No one's going to think the exact same way that you do, and it's okay. It's a-okay. And you just need to embrace the fact that people are different, and it's a beautiful thing that people are different. It's a beautiful thing. So you got to love people for who they are. We also have the card here of trust, and then center yourself. So with this trust card right here, you need to trust that you're perfect in the way that you are. And you need to trust other people that they're going to make mistakes too. You're going to make mistakes, and just trust that, because that is a-okay. It's totally fine. Allow and embrace yourself to just have that trust that things are imperfectly perfect already. Then with this center yourself card, this is making me feel like you need to get to know who you are again, because right now I feel like you've been so critical on yourself and repressing yourself so much because you're so worried about making mistakes. You need to recenter yourself and come back to your core and realize who you are. Start to love who you are. Start to reclaim who you are. Allow that inner self to finally come out again. So center yourself. Feel who you are and start to get to know yourself once again, because I feel like you've repressed yourself so much that you don't even know who you are anymore. So you need to center yourself and I don't know, just really feel who you are again and allow yourself to get wild so that you can see who you really are again, that you can reclaim that person instead of repressing that person. Then we also have the void and self-reflection. So I feel like right now there is a current void in you because you've repressed so much for so long that you might feel a little bit empty at times, or you might feel like there's something missing for yourself. Or when you start to reclaim yourself, you might feel this void and you might feel scared because you're stepping into an unknown area. But it's okay. Just allow and trust that this is the right thing and you're going in the right direction by allowing yourself to open up and get a little bit wild once again. So just accept that fact that there's going to be that little bit of a void feeling for a little while. It's okay and you're headed in the right direction as long as you're letting go of the critical mind and accepting the core of who you really are again. Then we also have self-reflection. I feel like this again is talking about you need to see who you are again because I feel like you forgot who you are. Because right now you've been looking in the mirror and only looking at the things that you want to see instead of looking at all of who you are. You might be covering yourself up with too much makeup or too much clothes to try to be something that you're not, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with makeup or clothes, but as long as you still remember who you are underneath. So get wild, let loose, reclaim who you really are, center yourself to your core to help yourself realize and remember who you are, and then reflect on that person and accept that person. And bring love to that person because you already are perfect. And so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a really big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and hit that little notification bell on the side if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys picked this pile, this is the reading for you, all about how to become the best version of yourself. You guys picked this pyrite stone right here, and without further ado, let's hop right into this. All right, so pile number 4, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So the first card that we have here is the 8 of Pentacles, which is ruled by the Sun and by Virgo. And so the 8 of Pentacles talks about perfection and growing something. So you guys have started growing something. It's about finally like perfecting the amount of sunlight that it gets, perfecting the amount of water that you're giving it, because they have these flowers that are kind of sprouting here, reminding me of, you know, growing a plant, for example. So if you picture yourself as a plant that's growing and you've already planted the seeds, it's already starting to sprout. Now it's time to worry about how much water you're giving it, how much sunlight it's getting, and making sure that it grows at its most perfected, best possible way, basically. So that's what that card is talking about. So I feel like you guys have already begun. You've begun this great journey of life. You might have already decided what you want to do. You've already decided what your goals are, but now's the time to finally perfect the journey of getting there. So perfect what's going on and how much time do you need to dedicate here and how much time do you need to dedicate over there, and worrying about time management and skill management and all that kind of stuff, and worrying about schedules. Virgo's all about schedules, and the Sun is all about, you know, finding that pure inspiration. The sunlight is what makes things grow. It gives things light, and it's ruled by Leo, so it's kind of like being the center of attention. So whatever you guys are wanting to create, whatever you guys are wanting to do, even yourself, is making yourself your first priority as well. Because the Sun is the priority of everything. Without the Sun, we wouldn't exist. So it's time to put yourself first and your goals first right now. I'm definitely getting the message that you guys need to put yourselves first, and whatever you guys are trying to do in life, put your goals first right now. Now's the time to be perfecting those things and putting those things first and making a priority list and allowing yourself to be a priority for once. Then the next card that we have here is the 8 of Wands, which is ruled by Mercury and Sagittarius. So this is talking about quick things coming. So act really quickly on things, you know, make a sure like list, make yourself a priority and think about, you know, the things that you want to act on and the things that aren't worth it as well, because, you know, Sagittarius really likes to act upon everything that comes its way. It doesn't like to miss out on any opportunities, but I feel like you guys need to make a priority list when we have this Virgo right here, and especially since we have these the Princess of Pentacles right here as well, because these are both Pentacle cards right here, talking about you need to have structure. You need to make that core structure, and with this Virgo, you need to make a priority list of what comes first. And right now, like I said, you guys need to be on that priority list instead of just taking every single opportunity that comes your way, that everybody offers you. It's time to realize what is going to really matter, what is worth it, what's worth your time, and realizing that and playing by those rules now instead. Because I feel like you guys might be really free where you guys like to take on every opportunity, you guys like to have a really good time, you guys don't like to miss out on stuff, which is fine, but what you guys don't realize is that you're currently missing out on yourself because you're taking every single thing that comes your way, every single opportunity that comes your way, that you might be missing out on what you actually want to grow in your life, what you actually want to create. So now's the time to make time for your personal goals, what you personally want to do in this world. And the only way to make that happen is to become dedicated and prioritize yourself and your goals over top of anything else. So if you're wanting to work one day on your stuff and you will get this cool opportunity that comes your way and your friend's like, hey, I just got these cool tickets for this amazing concert, we're gonna go tonight. You're just like, you gotta be like, no, I took today to work on my own shit and create my goals. And it's not saying you guys have to give up every single fun opportunity that comes your way. Allow yourself to still have fun because you need to have a good balance. But you guys also need to have that balance of putting your goals first as well. You guys need to have that good balance. So whatever you find is that good balance, but as long as you keep yourself dedicated to yourself and your goals, and don't always push yourself off for fun opportunities that come your way. You're gonna have to say no once in a while to these fun opportunities and keep yourself dedicated, because the Princess of Pentacles really likes to remind us that you're at the beginning stages of you're about to make something happen. You're about to make something really amazing happen, but it's at the beginning stages. And the only way that you're going to make this goal happen is if you have this schedule and you stick to it every day. And so you can still schedule out time where you're able to take on opportunities and have fun, because that's important too, because you guys still need to, be able to have fun once in a while. But have this schedule that you actually 100% will stick to. Because it's going to be really important if you guys want to make your goals happen. And being able to put yourself first and your needs and what you absolutely need in your life in order to make your dreams a reality. So the only way to make them a reality is to actually put time towards them and be dedicated with that time. So that's basically my advice there. And then we also have the card here of nature and then boundaries. So first off, this boundaries card is really making me feel like you guys need to set up those boundaries with friends or with these opportunities that might come up into your life. Like, you guys need to have these boundaries saying, no, I dedicated this time to be working on myself and my goals. Therefore, I cannot take up the cool opportunity that you guys told me about. I have to be dedicated to what I just dedicated myself to. So you guys need to have those very strict boundaries of like, okay, I need to be dedicated to making this happen because it's the only way it's going to happen. It's the only way you're going to make your dreams happen. And that's how you're going to become the best version of yourself, is to set up those boundaries and start saying no to all of the cool, fun opportunities that are coming your way. It doesn't mean you can't, like I said, doesn't mean you can't take some of them, because it's also important to have that good balance, but stop taking every single one and set up those boundaries so that you can still focus on yourself and your goals, because you're not going to be making your goals happen if you're going out and having fun all the time. There's no way your dreams are ever going to come true. And you're going to be sitting there wondering why are my dreams of being a singer never coming true? Or why are my dreams of becoming an actress never coming true? Or why are my dreams of becoming a writer never coming true? It's all because you keep brushing off your goals for all of the fun opportunities. Of course, they're not going to manifest. They're not going to come and flop on your lap while you're out at a party. So if you guys want to make your stuff happen, set up those boundaries. It's really important. We also have this card of nature. So this card is reminding me a lot of being able to fly, being able to be free. And in that, it reminds me a lot of, the Eight of Wands, where you're taking all these opportunities, allowing yourself to be free, but also in nature, the only way that things ever grow is if you're putting time towards them. So this is kind of reminding me of like the example of growing a flower, like we see in this Eight of Pentacles card with this flower kind of sprouting right here. In order to grow a flower, it needs a certain amount of water and needs a certain amount of sunlight. So if you're wanting to make your dreams grow, it needs a certain amount of time and dedication. So you're going to need to put those things towards it in order to have it grow, because in nature, nothing just comes out of nothing, basically. You cannot grow a flower out of nothing. You cannot grow a dream out of nothing. You have to put time, dedication, and inspiration and energy towards it. You need to put energy towards it. That's the word I'm looking for. So if you guys have a goal that you're wanting to make happen, you need to take the time to put energy towards the goal. The next cards that we have is Breathe and the Tribe. So it's time to take some time to allow yourself to breathe and allow yourself to take away time towards yourself, towards your goals. And for you. So take some time for you where you might have to be alone for a little while in order to focus on your dreams and what you want to make happen in this world. Then we also have the card here of the tribe. So sure, you might have amazing friends that offer you amazing things and amazing cool opportunities, but do they really correlate with what you want to be doing in life? Are they making your dreams happen? Probably not. So surround yourself also with people that have the same goal orientation as you and have the same dedication. So it's okay to still have those friends that you currently have that are probably really fun friends to be around, but also start to surround yourself by people, like-minded people that have goals and that are dedicated to making their dreams come true. Surround yourself with some of those people as well so that you can get that motivation and get that inspiration from these people as well. We also have integrity and self-love. So integrity, stick to what you want to be doing. Have the integrity to be able to say no once in a while and to say yes to yourself and to your goals. Then we have self-love. Bring that self-love towards yourself enough where you don't have to go out all the time and get reassurance from your friends and feel the love from your friends. You're only going to feel that self-love once you start working on yourself and your own personal goals. That's the only way you're going to feel self-love, is by making your dreams happen and making yourself feel good. And only you have the power to do that. Nobody else can do that for you. Then we also have the card here of assessing and the unexpected. So look at your current situation with this assessing card. Understand what's currently blocking you from your dreams, why your dreams have not happened yet. Maybe you've been taking way too much time away and you haven't actually focused on your dreams. So now it's time to assess that situation and realize and plan out with this Eight of Pentacles, with this Virgo and Sun. You guys need to plan out and schedule out your time blocks and when you're actually going to be doing this and how you're actually going to make it happen. Assess your current schedule, how it's currently not working for you, and how you can change it around to start working for you. And then the unexpected is going to happen. Embrace the unexpected. And sure, you might have to change up your life and it might be totally different. It might feel foreign. You might feel like, well, this is really weird. I haven't gone out in 2 weeks. This is so weird. I've missed all these opportunities, but it's fine because now you're actually making your dreams happen. And yes, they're going to take some time. They're not going to happen overnight. All dreams take a while to create, and that's okay. But you're stepping into the unknown. And when we step into the unknown, unexpected things happen to us, but good unexpected things happen to us. So embrace the unexpected stuff that's going to start to come your way, because it's going to be pushing you and pulling you towards your goals and what you're actually, now looking at, what you're currently now focused on. So this is reminding me, this card right here with this looking glass, it's reminding me a lot of focus in on your goals and what you're wanting to create, and start to look at only those and set your eyes towards your goals, and don't take your eyes off of your goals, is what it's reminding me of. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, group number 4. I hope you guys liked this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you guys haven't already, and hit that little notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 5, if you guys picked this pile, this is the lapis lazuli pile, and this is all about how to become the best and highest version of yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so pile number 5, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off with the Hierophant right here, and this is ruled by Taurus. So this is talking about the structures in your life. What are your current structures? What are your current belief systems? And how are they kind of being challenged right now? Because I feel like you guys might be a bit challenged on the current structures that you have. People might be telling you oh, why do you live life a certain way? Why do you do this a certain way? Why do you believe in these things? Or why do you believe in those things? Or just the kind of way that you lead your life and the certain boundaries that you have might be a little bit different than other people. And then the next card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles, which is Mercury in Virgo. So this again is talking about the structures that you have and the fact that, you you have a lot, honestly, with this Ten of Pentacles, and you could attain a lot, but right now, I feel like you guys need to really embrace what your belief systems are, what your structures are, because your beliefs and your way of life might be very unconventional to other people. And people might look at you differently for that, and that's okay, honestly. And I think you really need to embrace the fact that you might be different than most people. Then we also have the Five of Cups right here, which is Mars in Scorpio. And so Mars in Scorpio kind of talks about you might be battling some like inner stuff that you don't really like to talk about, or you might not have even revealed your true inner feelings on the way that certain structures should be. And so it's something that you might have an inner battle about, because Mars is the warrior, and then Scorpio right here is kind of like, Scorpio likes to conceal things. They don't really like to reveal a lot unless they feel really close and really comfortable with somebody. So there might be a lot that you keep within that you might have an inner battle about. And so it's time to finally like really embrace who you are. With this Mercury in Virgo, you might be one that tries to perfect the way that you talk a lot, because Mercury rules communication and Virgo is like the perfectionist. So you might try to perfect and come across in such a perfect way. And you might like to talk about things, and when you meet certain people, maybe you like to play it up as if you believe the exact same things as other people, or you like to play it up like you don't like to reveal what your true thoughts are, and you just try to people please, basically. So it's time to stop doing that, because your structures and who you are is unique, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And it's time to finally embrace that and to finally kind of come out and stop this inner conflict, because this inner conflict is causing you kind of this emotional disharmony right now. And it's time to release that. It's time to finally liberate yourself, and don't try to be perfect, because nobody's perfect. And with this Mercury in Virgo, it's like you try to come across as perfect in order to people please, but it's time to just let that go, because you're really actually just harming yourself in the process, and you're creating a lot of inner conflicts that way. And it's really time to just embrace the belief systems that you have. Then we also have the card here of the Pillar and the card of the Weaver. And so the Pillar, again, is talking about structures. And so this is a lot like the Hierophant card talking about structures. There's two pillars right here in the Hierophant card, and there's two pillars right here. So your belief systems, your foundation is great. It's great the way it is. Maybe you need to restructurize it a little bit here and there if you really feel like there's certain things that are wrong in it. And of course, everyone has things. We all learn as time goes on, but you need to embrace who you currently are. And you need to be forward and open with who you currently are to get rid of this emotional internal conflict that you currently have with this Mars and Scorpio type of energy that we have right here in the Five of Cups. So it's time to no longer perfect your communication skills in order to please other people. It's time to just be you. And with this Weaver card right here, start to weave a new story for yourself, and just allow yourself to be authentic and be you. People might be shocked at first. They might be like, oh, wait, what? We didn't know that you were this type of person, blah, 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 blah. And it might be like awkward at first to be open about yourself, because I feel like you might be used to closing yourself off quite a bit. But it's time to weave yourself a new story. Who do you really want to be? In order to be the best, highest version of yourself, you need to be very authentic and comfortable with who you are. The Hierophant likes to be authentic. He likes to have his structures, and he likes to be he likes to preach about his structure. So it's time to, not necessarily have to preach about who you are, but at least be open about it, and don't try to perfect who you are in order to please other people. Don't try to dumb things down or whatever, because it's just causing a lot of like emotional turmoil internally for you guys. Then we also have the card of building blocks, which is again so much like the Pillar card and the Hierophant, because this is the building blocks of who you are. And it reminds me a lot of the Ten of Pentacles as well, because it's like you can build up this perfect person, but is it really who you are? Would you rather be who you are, or would you rather build the blocks of this like perfect person and always have to live up to that? Because that's not a good time. That's not a fun time. To live up to somebody who's seemingly perfect is a very tough road, let me tell you, because perfection does not exist. So to have to live up to something that is seemingly perfect is going to cause a lot of internal emotional turmoil for you guys, and it's not going to be a good road. So it's time to start building the blocks and weaving, be the weaver, and start weaving the story of who you really are. who are you authentically on a real level, and start to build that person up, because that's going to be a lot easier to live up to, because again, nobody's perfect, and that's okay. And you don't need to be perfect in this world. You don't need to be, because nobody is. So it's finally time to embrace who you really are and build the blocks of who you really are, and start to just be that person, because living up to that will be so much easier and so much better for you on all levels. We also have the card here of between worlds. So it's almost like when you come home at night, you're your authentic self and you're finally free and you don't have to wear this mask anymore. And then you go back out into society and you have to put on this mask and you have to hide yourself. You have to hide who you really are. And that's not a good time. That's not a fun thing to be in. So it's really time to just embrace who you are, so you don't have to wear that mask anymore, and stop being between worlds. Stop living in two different realities. Stop trying to people please and then becoming yourself, and then people pleasing and then being your real self. Just combine these two things, weave them together. It's time to weave them together and just be you. And don't weave them together in a way where it's like complicated and you guys have to still live up to this other side of you. Get rid of the fake side and just be you, because that'll be the best thing for you, and it'll liberate yourself. You're going to start to feel so much better. And at the end of the day, you're going to be reclaiming yourself. You're going to reclaim who you really are, which is what you need right now. So yeah, definitely time to reclaim yourself. And then we also have the card here of synchronicity. So with synchronicity, listen to the signs that are currently coming out for you. And I feel like you're going to... Sorry guys, my camera cut out. Again, it keeps cutting out. I'm not sure why. These readings are just... they're just taking a long time right now, I guess. So I don't really know where we cut off. I'm going to backtrail just a little bit. So it's time to reclaim who you really are and notice the synchronicities that are happening around you, because I feel like as you guys become your authentic self, you're going to notice that other people around you start to reflect that beautiful person that you are. You're going to notice a lot of like synchronicities happening around you, and the universe confirming that you're on the right path. Then we also have, again, sovereignty and resistance. So this resistance card is, this is giving me a very strong message that you guys, you're currently repressing who you really are, but who you really are is growing beneath the surface and still coming out regardless. And so you can only repress something for so long before it starts sprouting from underneath, before it starts sprouting out its authenticity. So it's like you guys can only hold up a front for so long before your authentic true side starts to slip out anyway. So it's time to just be your authentic self and stop resisting it and just allow yourself to blossom, because you're going to be a lot more free and a lot more happy when you guys do that. Then we also have the card here of sovereignty. So it's really time to just, be your authentic self, be you, be proud of that person, and don't let anybody hold you back, and don't let anybody judge, or people are going to judge no matter what, but don't let anybody, don't take those judgments to heart, basically. Don't take offense to other people's judgments, because there's going to be judgments no matter what, and just be you, be authentic, and be proud. And so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you guys liked this reading. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And hit that little notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.